And I'm back. All right. That was my dad showing up to do some gardening. So let's go back to that gnome hat. So again, we're whip stitching around, and this bottom part you're going to leave open. Okay, there we go. Again, you can tie off or do my method. Oops, shouldn't have done that. That's okay. All right, I actually think we're done with the red for now. I'll keep this threaded because I need it for the Max hat after. Actually, no, I will unthread because I'm probably going to do his body first. All right, so for the hat, we're going to stuff it like the other stuff. And I'm not going to stuff it all the way down because this bottom part needs to fit like over top of this and down a little bit. So I am going to leave this bottom, just kind of stuff the top to give it some shape, and we'll leave this bottom free, okay? So I think the next thing, I'm going to make my mustache pieces, and then we're going to start the final assembly of this guy. So the mustache piece, here's one of them. You just want to take this, fold it in half, and again, you can either throw some stitches in there. I glue it. You can use white glue, hot glue, just a little dab. We'll keep it shut, and you're going to fold that over, okay? And then you got this nice little mustache piece, but all of the little hairs that come off because it is fake fur. Okay, I'm going to do this one. So you notice it's not, I didn't cut it the most perfectly, so I can trim that up now if I want. You also you can just leave it. It's not the biggest deal. All right, so the first step with this part of the assembly is the nose. With the gnome, you're gonna want the 2 holes on either side because those are gonna help you line up your mustache piece after. And I like to locate it probably about, so it's gonna be centered from side to side on the beard, and it's gonna be probably about 5 millimeters down. I don't want to go too far down because I want my hat to sit so that it's like partway over the nose. So I'm just gonna add a drop of glue where I think it should go, and then I'm just gonna go for it and stick that on. So probably about there. And I'm gonna just stick this right in there. And again, if your confidence level with the glue gun is not so high, just use white glue, stick it in. You may just have to give it some time to actually stick, and that's okay. All right, next is the mustache pieces. So the kind of the seam that you had created, you want that to face the back of the gnome so that the front part is the rounded part. I really do hope that makes sense. It's not the biggest deal if you mess that up. And I put a little bit of glue on this hole opening because that's where I'm going to locate this. And stick it in on top, okay? Oh, you can see them coming together. This one, there's my open side. So again, I'm going to put some glue here. That might have been too much glue, but it's all good. Okay, like that. Okay. All right. The next step, I guess, will be the hat. I want to give that a moment to kind of dry. I like to orient, oh my God, I've got so much fluff everywhere. I like to orient the hat so that its angle's going this way. And that's fine. I think I'm going to put the trim on first, and then I'm going to assemble him. And I believe that's what's in my instructions as well. I will double check that. So I'm going to start at the hat back and start to put this on. I'm going to glue it. Again, you can sew it on if you want. I like to have it so that the little palms are just underneath the edge of that. And then I'm going to attach it along this side. This part goes pretty fast. Okay, and when you get to the edge, you can kind of see where you want to cut this palm stuff off. Oops, of course I did a mess. I made a mess. That's fine. I'll just freshen this edge up for the next part. And where's my seam? There. I'm just gonna give a small little tap of glue in there just to bring it together. Get rid of all the fluffs. Let me just already angle this down a little bit because I like it better. Yeah, so this will be kind of sitting like that, okay? So what I do is, and again, I do this with the glue gun. White glue should work. You just might have to finagle it a little bit. I'm going to start by, I know that's where I want it, and I want to attach to the top of the nose. So I'm going to put some right at the top where you won't be able to see it, like that. Of course, I got some debris in there, but that's okay. I'm going to come forward, and that's kind of my first anchor point. Make sure that's sticking nicely. So yeah, you could probably do that with white glue and then just maybe clip it or hold it in place until it's dried, as annoying as that might be, but that would work. Then I like to line up this seam with this seam on both sides. So those will be like my next points of contact. So I'm gonna add a little bit of glue there and pull them over and stick it there. And same with on this side. the fourth spot I like to tack it is down here. So just look and make sure it's how I want it lined up. And already this part's coming out, so I'm just going to add a little bit more there again. Okay, there you go. And while we're on the hat, let's get that ball on the end. So this is his little palm, and again, just a little bit of glue on that end. And stick that palm on. I like to just hold it in place for a moment. Okay, oh, he's looking good. So the next step, I guess we'll put on his, the rim around here, this trim around the bottom. So the way I like to do that is I kind of roughly see where I want to end up at the back. This trim, I like to line it up underneath there so that it's kind of starting where that part of the beard is ending. And I've got enough of the trim pulled around the back that that'll be my, no, you know what? I'm going to do this differently now that I'm on here. I'm going to switch my instructions. Because you won't be able to see this connector, I'm going to actually start it right under there, and that makes way more sense. So, good that I do this video. Because you always want to, if you can hide an open edge like that, you want to. So there you go. That, and then this is gonna make it a lot easier for lining up the back. So this is I guess the only tricky part. So I know where I'm coming at the front. The back, you kind of just have to guess at. That looks great. So I'm going to try to follow that and keep it even as I can. Yep, that looks good. And then just cut it there. And now that'll actually hide the seam, which is amazing. I don't think I did that on, yeah, this one I didn't do that. So new technique. And I'm going to take a moment to clean off. This gun is getting really gungy with the fluff. Sometimes it's good just take a paper towel and tidy it, or those are always going to drag around and be annoying. Okay. Oh, and one more step is the heart. So I like to put the heart, you know, like kind of at an angle up in the hat. You can put it wherever you want, really. I've seen in one version of this gnome, I've seen some put it like down in the beard. A friend of mine always thought you should maybe hide it underneath for a heart, but I like it up here. And I like that it's green. That was my husband's suggestion, so that it really shows up against the red hat. So I'm just going to do that. Okay. I guess, yeah, the last step is the arms. So for these, again, you're going to want to put the trim on first. And it's the same as we have been doing. I started around. There. Okay, I'm just going to move that pattern piece out of the way. Okay, the next one. Again, because my hands are a bit rough, all this stuff sticks to me. I hope you don't have that problem. Okay. I just end up with this little piece left over. All right, so now to locate these arms on him, oops, I'm gonna put a little more glue there. So this seam part is gonna be into his body like that. And I just line them up so that they're, this is your halfway point, right up at the, at that bottom of the hat. So you can kind of see his shoulder's really easy to locate. So I'm just gonna put a spot of glue there and stick it on. And the same goes for the other side. Make sure that the seams on the back, that's gonna be against the body. Throw a bit of glue there. And there you go. How cute is he looking? So the final step on him is take your fancy crochet thread. This may not be the easiest to get through your needle, but it's so pretty. You could always take a length of your, of some of your leftover embroidery floss and put it in. I think though for this, because I know it's a little more challenging, I am going to include in like the kind of add-on kit a, what's it called? One of those threader things. Watch me not be able to do this. I don't know where mine is. Let's see. If I can't do this now, I'm gonna get a bigger needle. Oh, do I have it? Yeah, I definitely need to include a threader thing for you. There you go. So that's through, but that was not easy. And I'm gonna have I think I'm gonna add a spot on the pattern to show you where to come through with this, but this works really well in that spot, I think. So you want him to kind of hang straight. And then I just pull this up and figure out how long I want my string to be, and then I'll just do a little knot. And that's it. Yay. So this is the gnome. Whoops, almost knocked that over. Yeah, all complete. Next video, I'm gonna move forward and do Max.